Welcome to Truth Talkin' Thursday. This is Jim. I'm Jane. It has been one hell of a week. But on that note, Jim and I were just talking here a little bit now, and it's interesting how everything kind of comes together and gels, and you end up along the same thoughts, the same relative process of your mind. And you end up with some really good stuff happening. And so, Jim, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, as we were talking, I thought, when Jane and I first started to kind of this little journey that we're on right now, and how much we seem to enjoy doing it, and that the goal at the start of this was basically to provide some feedback, some information, some understanding, some support. And part of my thinking at the time was that we and not in a negative way, but we tend to focus on the things that need to be changed in people's lives. And wouldn't it be nice if we didn't do that one or two times every once in a while? And not that it's a bad thing, but to celebrate the good things that happen to us, just as a way of connecting. I'm a strong believer in the universe itself, and if for the most part, most times, if I just allow the world around me to kind of do what it does, usually it ends up favoring me in some way, and not just me, but a lot of people. And if we just allow the universe to work in its own time and its own place, good things happen. It just seems to work out that way.
Jim has heard me rant and vent the last several weeks. I would say the last couple months. Really, there has been a lot going on. And Jim and I were just saying kind of all at once. And we all feel that way sometimes. Sometimes we end up in a situation where we don't even know where to turn. But I'm convinced, as Jim said, there's something to be said about the universe and the fact that it will provide what you need when you need it. Not before, but when you do. And
those two things are not the same.
No, not at all.
You may want it now, but you may not get it for another year or so.
Yeah.
It's something that works in its own time,
yeah,
in its own way, in its own place. And when you're ready to receive it, it usually happens.
But you need to know what you want.
That's right.
And that's something that I think many of us get confused about. Jim was asking about the best time of my life. What was the best time of my life? And this might sound kind of corny, but I would have to say right now. And here's the reason why. I didn't explain this to you.
No, go ahead.
But here's the reason why I feel that way. I have been in a perpetual state of learning, I would say, I feel, in the last several years, 5 years. Actually, it's been 6 now. The last 6 years have been monumental in leaps and bounds of me growing, learning, maybe remembering who I am, what I stand for. And what's interesting to me is, and that runs kind of parallel to what we were just talking about, is that the more we listen to ourselves, the more we are in tune with ourselves, the more we remember why we're like that, and the easier it is to continue to be like that.
And one of the things that we're suggesting here is maybe, just maybe for a time, instead of trying to change everything so that it works better, maybe we need to remember and celebrate the when we look back, the really good things that have happened to us in our lives. Is this the best time of your life? When was the best time of your life? And
be thankful for it.
Oh, be grateful for it and thankful for it.
If the best time of your life is when you have kids, sweet. That was a fantastic time of my life. It was. At that time, that was the best time of my life.
And it's a given. Can you recall a time when you can honestly say that was the best time of my life. Was that when you were a little kid? When that was when you grew up, got your license and freedom came with it? What was it? What was it? And think about how you got there. What had to kind of conspire in the universe around you to bring you to a place where you could say, this is the best time of my life right now?
If you can't pinpoint that, don't fret.
No.
Take the step of remembering good times in your life, because that's important too.
Oh, absolutely.
Super important.
Yeah.
Because I can go back and I can look at so many things that I would say were wonderful memories, wonderful experiences, and partly what made me who I am today. And so that's what makes my appreciation for life right now huge.
And the point to this whole thing is, we tend to focus on the negative stuff. We tend to focus on the stuff that was not good for us. Oh my goodness, why did that happen? And what happened there? And what did I do? And how did I do it? And why didn't I do this? And blah, 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 blah. On and it goes. And we tend to get wrapped up in all of that negativity and stuff like that and say, oh gee, if I had done that. What we're saying is stop doing that. At least stop doing that for now, or every once in a while, and just sit down and give yourself the opportunity to think about the good things that have happened in your life. Let's try not to contaminate the really good things that happen in our lives, because we can all figure, most of us under most circumstances can remember those great times that we've had, even if they're fleeting, even if they only lasted a little while, a short period in your life, and then things got complicated and other things happened. But if you can focus on that for a little while and take into account the idea that it's not all bad. My whole life has not all been bad, horrible experiences, and nothing ever worked, because that's just not true. Yeah. It's just not true. And we have to focus on the stuff that was good stuff as well. Those fond memories, those things that happened, those plans that work out.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness, I'd forgotten all about it, but here I am. I'm in my own home.
And when life itself, when your present life seems rather overwhelming, and it seems like one thing after another is happening, and I know that all of us have experienced that at one time or another. Mm-hmm. When that happens, back up from that too. And just count your blessings.
Yep.
Remember the good times if you can. And you know what? If all else fails, I was just telling Jim again. I mentioned it's been one hell of a several months, and but I was thinking today. All I have to do to put a smile on my face is think about, in a couple months I'm going to be on my bike. Yes. And there you go.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always something. We have that thing or those things that we can fall back on to say, oh yeah, there it is. Mm-hmm. And when the going gets tough, that's what you got to do. Because if you don't, these things, these life things are going to get bigger. They're going to snowball, and you're going to end up with one thing after another that you don't even know where to turn. I know, because I was just there.
Yeah. Yeah,
and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us. We can fight, and not even realize what we're fighting until all of a sudden we get smacked upside the head and realize, hey, take a step back now.
And why we're fighting it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other thing. We don't always have to be trying to gain the prize. We can just...
For me, I think what I would like to leave with is that we can't control life. But you know what we can control? We can control how we respond to it. Mm-hmm. And the only way to truly enjoy life is the good stuff. Yep.
It's the payoff. It's the payoff for all the grief.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's the stuff that puts a smile on your face. It's the stuff that means something. It's, the first kiss, the first hug, the child, all those little things, the dreams, the hopes, the goals, challenges met, challenges exceeded. That's the good stuff. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
So have a great week, everybody.
And thanks for stopping by.